I'm on my way to the gym, driving down the road. I was thinking about all of the chaos in the news cycle and a lot of things going on out there in terms of the media outlets, and stories and stuff. They'll probably ramp up more events and more shootings and whatever. Yeah, I mean, that's just generally how it works, and that in itself is a form of a false flag because let's say if they could effectively demonstrate with consistency that it were a certain people attacking a certain people. Hold on, I'm crossing the road. Get things whooped up, and then, then what? Might have a confrontation at some point between law enforcement and some of the citizenry because of, I guess, how they've been treated. And they won't. It's not just that though. It's other stuff too, but that's a big one. But anyway, I mean, what do you do? I don't have any control over much of anything except my own self, what I'm doing. Take care of yourself. I mean, so that other people don't. That's why I go to the gym. I mean, if you're going to be self-sufficient anyway, these are the things that you have to do. Or, I don't know, your health declines, and what's it even worth it? At some point. But for now, I'm just going to roll with it because I don't, the alternative is just for quit caring, which of course, that won't have a great outcome. Well, maybe it would. Maybe not caring is the way to go, but that not the kind of not caring that just leads to where you just never get out of your house and basically, are depressed and never want to do anything. So, I know that there are people out there that understand what I'm saying. I definitely do. And, all you can do is take it one day at a time, whatever it is that, you feel like you need to get through. That's the daily challenge. And some people are just on some sort of pre-programmed thing. Where it's just like all they think about is getting up, going to work, watching silly stuff on TikTok or whatever. I'm not saying I don't, but at least I create my own stuff because I don't know. I don't want to look at other people's stuff. Honestly, it's like these type of videos. I mean, I'll listen to some people and I'll be like, okay, that makes sense, and then they'll turn around and say something that undermines their what I thought was legitimate, I guess. But I don't watch much because so much of it out there is just fanning the flames between the left and the right, and that's probably all a CIA deal. So if you see these people out here, actually they're trying to form a defense for the Democratic Party when both parties are one and the same. They're, it's just a two-headed serpent. And so if these people are out here advocating for the Democratic Party in any way, then that's just fanning the flames of the left-right paradigm. That's not going to do anything. So it's a really kind of worthless analysis on the part of those people. And then there's just so many law enforcement people around that I can't even shake a stick at them all. They're in unmarked cars. They're in just, I noticed yesterday a guy get pulled over on the highway right in front of me, and it said, park enforcement, something like that. I don't know if it was whatchamacallit, game warden. I don't know. But anyway, he sure did pull that. He pulled that car over like he was a state trooper or something. Went back there and started peeking in at him. I was just like, oh my. Yeah, I mean, that's the kind of totalitarian thing we've got going on already with the cops. I mean, they're totally working on the side of the state, and so you can see where that's going. When your police force effectively, just serves the state, and they can manipulate the law, or they accuse people all the time of things people don't do, and and many times don't even read them their rights. And if you've been in a situation they haven't read you your rights, you might have a case. Go see your attorney. But or anything else, there's just so many things that, and just making money off of that jail time and probation. You have to pay the probation officer for whatever, I mean, potentially, depending on, or you hire a really good attorney and they get you off, and you pay a lot of money. You don't take court-appointed attorneys because they don't do anything. They don't represent you. They are once again representing the state. You get a heavy hitter who knows what they're doing in their criminal defense, let's say, and it's going to be a lot different outcome. There goes the third one, stupid sheriff deputy. That's Canyon Police that just went by, I believe. Highway Patrol, sheriff just went by, and all the unmarked cars. And then you'll have even somebody from the college, WWT. They'll have their own law enforcement. It's really creepy, man. And they've militarized it all. And at the end of the day, they're going to do what they're ordered to do. That's why the police is primarily made up of ex-military dudes, or a lot of them. Well, see, they've already been trained to think a certain way, so, and they think, the wars were for freedom or spreading democracy or whatever. When look at our own situation. It's mind-blowing. Well, I think I'm going to go in and do a few reps and got some other work to do today. And in the meantime, you have to work, pay your bills, avoid going to jail. Because, I know that they definitely pull people over for all kinds of reasons and look for stuff now. Now, it's probably, I don't know. It was never as bad as it is now, that I can recall. Cops used to be fairly cool. I ran when I would run into one. They'd let me off with a warning or whatever. But I don't know. And I think since 2020, when everything went all authoritarian, which was what's the thing? The training exercise, I guess you could call it. It was the training exercise for whatever they have in store. And it'll happen again, whatever it is. Shutting down things again and all of that business. And the last time all that happened was under Trump. But I knew about him even before his first term, how full of shit he was. He was making up all kinds of spin, and then in the end, he's advocating for the jab. So that's all you needed to really know there. Fair enough. You're working for big pharmacy or whoever, or whatever it is. It's not about personal freedom. That was just a opportunity to see who would comply and who would not comply, especially when it came to the jabber dabber. And many people went along with it. Many, probably more so than not. I don't know what the rate of unvaccinated for COVID is. I'd have to look that one up. I really don't know. I quit thinking about that issue a while back, and but we could be looking at something similar to that, where they go to some sort of measures to get everything locked back down. Lock it down. Just saying. Well, anyway, I'm gonna go into the gym,